Erzberg, the Iron Giant, a race designed to break competitors. 500 riders start, and typically more than 95% of them won't make it to the finish line.
I've never ridden anything like this.
This here is Ryan Sipes, a former factory racer on the AMA Supercross and motocross circuit. He ain't bad on a bike, but he's never done a hard enduro, and he's picked Erzberg to make his debut. Yeah, he's got himself in quite a pickle.
It's a little weird to be in this spot. Like, I've never really questioned my abilities that much.
This year, Sipes is set to race everything from professional motocross, supercross, enduro, and even flat track. The motorcycling everyman, a generalist of sorts. That's why we call him General Sipes. Throughout his pro career, Ryan Sipes scored himself 10 podiums, 3 Supercross victories, although one of them was a shootout, and even became the first American to win the International 6 Days Enduro. These days, however, Sipes is basically a professional misfit, trying to find somewhere to fit in. It's lonely when you're the only one doing something. You see, back in my day, we did a little bit of everything. Flat track, motocross, you name it. Now it's different. It's the real deal. Riders are fast, fit, and freaking hate losing. There's no halfway on the podium. These guys are all in. That's why this Sipes kid has a big wake-up call coming his way. Don't get me wrong, it's admirable, fighting for the common man and all, but it can also be a little dumb. He's come down here to Claremont, Florida to kick off his smorgasbord of a season at Daytona Bike Week. This year's a perfect time to introduce you to the real stars of our show, the rides. Sipes has himself quite the quiver. They all look pretty similar to the everyman, but each is built for a specific purpose.
Why are you filming me right now?
He's gonna race all 3 at Daytona in the span of 1 week. Yeah, it's gonna be hell. Nevertheless, the kid's out here giving it the berries.
It's always, I get off one bike and it's like, I'm feeling good. And then I get on the other bike, it's like, oh yeah, I can't ride this bike like that. I gotta ride it like this. So then it takes, it's a little bit of adjustment period. But I think there's a reason nobody does all this stuff and does everything. But I'm gonna give it a shot, man. Why not, right? Try it.
Kentucky ain't known for many things outside of the Derby, bluegrass, and the Colonel's fried chicken. But it's where the Sipes family calls home. Let's face the facts. This Sipes kid is old. I call him kid only because that's what I do. But he'll be turning 35 this year. In racing terms, he's practically dead. Racers talk a lot about pushing away the fear, about shutting everything else out for the win. Well, it's hard to do that when you got a wife and 3 kids in your cozy Kentucky home.
He'll be back in like a week. He'll be okay.
Makes you want to pull him aside and say, go back to your lovely family and let these kids sort out this nonsense. But you know these motorcycle racers, heads harder than the helmets they're wearing.
So this is where you finished. Last time this will be your base. We just need to check sag.
Yeah.
We'll get warmed up on this, and then I have a firmer fork to try and a new shock.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna ride that track, so it's got the Daytona section in it.
Perfect.
Like, it's always a balance to like try to figure out what's works good here and on the.
Yes.
Because it's definitely stiff in the brake, the sand stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, mess with it.
Perfect.
Cool. love that truck. Holy cow, it's so much better.
It's better in the whoops, and it's better in some of these pockets he's transitioning.
I'm pumped on that. It's a
Cool.
good change.
All right, dude.
If you want, we can try the forks.
So this is a new fork, hoping it's not too stiff for the Daytona sections, but as he's been getting more comfortable on the Supercross track, he's been going faster, and we basically just been going firmer and firmer. So I think this will kind of either tell us we're at our limit or not for stiffness.
The whoops were money with these forks.
Really? You felt those better in the whoops?
Yeah,
Okay.
It seemed like it didn't hang up on them like the other one did.
No shit. All right.
So,
I think it's good.
sweet, man. Daytona, here we come.
Every year, thousands of motorcyclists flock to the eastern coast of the Florida Peninsula for Bike Week at Daytona Beach. It's 7 days of events celebrating American motorcycle culture and an excuse for bikers everywhere to show off their rides. Bike Week is kicked off every year at the Daytona International Speedway with the Daytona Supercross. The following day, just down the road, is the Florida GNCC. And just a few days after, then it's back to the Speedway for the Daytona TT round of American Flat Track. And this Sipes kid thinks he's gonna do all three. Well, he's gonna try to do all three. I have my doubts.
See, I was having a hard time getting off clean enough to 3.
Well, and then that 3, you have to really give her the barriers. Like on a 450, you kind of have to.
So I'm probably not making it on 250.
Probably not. 'Cause
unless
I don't think
grease
Sexton
it.
or anybody did it.
I didn't see anybody,
No.
but
Those
that's
guys
why I was trying
went
to go over
3.
Yeah. Over, but see, is that even better to launch off the last one?
The last one seems pretty tall.
Yeah.
There's one thing that AMA Supercross racers associate with Daytona: brutality. It's a supercross track born from hellfire and deep Florida sand, smack dab in the middle of the Daytona Speedway infield. The soft dirt makes it the most evolving and challenging terrain of the season. Bigger bumps use more energy, and there's none bigger than Daytona. Not in Supercross. If it's not already apparent, Daytona ain't for the faint of heart.
It's been 6 years since I rode a Supercross track, really. So maybe I'm taking it too lightly, but I feel pretty good, and like I feel pretty confident. And I've worked really, really hard to get here, so I don't feel underprepared or anything.
Confident, huh? Well, that's nice to hear. Easy to feel confident before the bikes get dirty.
Pretty pumped though. This is cool, man. I'm back in the races.
Supercross used to be Sipes' bread and butter, but he's a dinosaur compared to these kids. The fact that he thinks he can hop on a Supercross track and compete with the best today is laughable. And then, he's gonna race GNCC tomorrow? Please. This here's Ryan's mechanic, or as he calls him, Dad. Papa Sipes has been packing Ryan's gates for going on 30 years now. This guy loves the races.
I don't know if we could change them brake pads and help that brake, or
Still wet with sweat. It's kind of chilly. Went back and relaxed a little bit. Hung out with Jack and watched Shark Tale or some kind of little cartoon. Yeah, this is what we've been working for, right? Huh? You bag head. How can I race like this? We ain't got the best skate position, but pass as many dudes as I can.
One story to watch tonight will be Ryan Sipes in the 250 class. Yes, he retired from Supercross 6 years ago, but he's back. And get this, he's gonna try and race 7 different motorcycle disciplines this year. Guys, I had a hard time racing one.
Listen, it ain't that bad, but it ain't good neither.
Did you get tight?
That track was just gnarly. I was fighting it.
Yeah, I could
Just
see you fighting it.
Well,
You started going down the right side. That's when they was really pulling on you down through there. That's why I put left side
I don't
faster.
think it was the side though. I just wasn't charging.
Well, you was right against the, getting squirrely down there. It looked to me like.
This isn't the face of a man that's happy with 14th, but I tried to tell him. Lucky for him, he's got 2 more races to redeem himself. Off to the swampland. Keep an eye out for gators. GNCC, in case you didn't know, stands for Grand National Cross Country. The series runs up and down the East Coast, pitting riders against natural terrain courses made of soil, mud, rocks, trees, basically anything Mother Nature can throw at you. And in Florida, that means big-ass bumps. This race is 2+ hours of straight punishment.
You have to have these on your hands.
Okay, buddy.
Because it's
Bubble wrap.
will hurt.
Yeah, I'll never get hurt with that. I can't run this though. You can keep it on your hand.
What's the temp say? 184.
Officially rolling, 1 event down, 2 to go. So Daytona Supercross last night, and it was cool, it was fun. Late getting out of there. Time changed last night, so lost another hour. And now we're here to race for 3 hours in sand whoops. It's gonna be a ball.
Starts out all palmetto roots, all mud. I will tell you, it's hand melting out there. He's not nearly where he wants to be. Looks like there's a first turn pileup or a pileup somewhere or stuck in the mud somewhere. He's shaking his head.
3 turns in, as soon as we hit a deep sand whoop, it clicked. That didn't feel real good. So basically, the whole track's whooped, so I was barely getting around. Oh, no. Just leave it here for a minute.
Yep, what'd I tell you? Listen, I'm not trying to get down on the kid, I promise. Just that competition ain't what it was in the 70s. These guys today are 24/7, 365. You just wind up beating yourself. Or your shoulder, in this case. And don't forget, he's still got 1 race left. Flat track is where Sipes is most green in all his endeavors. He's playing the most catch-up out here, with riders who've spent their lives on these dusty dirt ovals. Lucky for Sipes, his shoulder should survive in flat track. This stuff is all about getting low and going fast. This sport was born on motordromes, where crazy motorcyclists would compete just to survive. It eventually moved to the dirt, where it only got crazier.
That's like the most fun I've had in a long time. That was really cool.
Most courses are pretty simple. Ovals either a mile or half-mile in length. But here at Daytona, it's what they call a TT race. And lucky for Sipes, this track favors 2 skill sets that he's very familiar with: jumping and turning right.
Now, Sipes won the Buffalo Chip TT last year, so you know he's good in these types of races, but he is coming off a grueling schedule. He already raced at Supercross and at GNCC in the last few days, so you have to wonder if he's just flat worn out.
Sipes was able to take his Katoom into the main event, and he eventually finished with a 10th. 10th. First guy in the 2 digits. Hey, that's some kind of first, right? Told you at the beginning this wasn't gonna be easy, and he's still got an iron giant to contend with. The course at Erzberg spans over 20 miles up, down, and around a still functioning iron mine. Steep ascents, steeper descents, and boulders the size of a Mini Coupe are standard order every year at Erzberg. Each year, 500 riders begin, and the number of finishers is usually enough that you can count on your fingers and toes. Unless you're my cousin Stumpy.
There's a little something to bank off of, but you're also gonna lose momentum in that loose crap right there. I like your style.
I just don't want to fall, you know what I mean?
Well, don't go up here then.
All right.
Oh, that rock moves.
See, that's why I'm not walking there.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
If you went right and just do the traverse thing.
Oh, yeah. All right, I gotta go check this out real quick. Yeah, this stuff's kind of gnarly. It's so much bigger in person. Like, yeah, you just can't tell on like watching the videos, you know?
I know Sipes is our beloved hero and everything, but trust me, this race eats heroes for breakfast. But before he faces the Iron Giant, the kid's still got a lot to try and accomplish. Up next on General Sipes.
Kind of started as a crazy idea, and then you realize how much work it is. I really wanted to win that thing, but he was a little better than me, so